when a government goes ahead and starts freezing people's bank accounts, and people have no search warrants, no.
Evidence in support of that. The evidence was like CBC articles and CTV articles about the protesters.
Yes. So yeah. So the ad hoc nature too of why this person or that person has their bank accounts frozen and this person or that person doesn't. Even people who were not even in the protest had their bank accounts frozen. So it's the whole and compared to there are people in the world that are involved in human trafficking or you know fentanyl and all this kind of stuff. I mean, they don't seem to get their bank accounts frozen with any kind of
Yeah.
vigorous, I mean, reading just in the middle of all of what's going on right now with looming tariff
Yeah.
war, with the U.S. administration here in Canada. There seems to be, like there'll be another huge shipment or find of opioids, and then there's a charge, and then once it goes before a judge, the charges are dropped. So
Yeah.
so all the more miraculous that we have a federal court ruling. And one thing I want to say about the federal court ruling by Mosley, which was appealed within minutes by the government, they hadn't time to read his 200-word decision, is that
Each 200 page.
200-page decision. Yeah, not 200 word. Yeah, 200-page decision. Uh, David Vigneault, of the director of CSIS, had given the government his threat assessment, which was that there was no threat to the security of Canada.
Yeah.
And that was given to cabinet, by the 13th of February. The cabinet knew this, and yet when it came to now, there's something called the Section 58 explanation, which I think means that in the Emergencies Act, there's a Section 58 which says that if a government invokes the Emergencies Act, they have to make a public explanation of what that is. Nowhere in the Section 58 explanation do they mention the CSIS assessment that there was no threat to the security of the country. The Privy Council's invocation memo to the Prime Minister also omits the CSIS threat assessment that there was no threat, or that even after maybe the most serious event with the Coots blockade of suddenly there's arrests and charges of conspiracy to commit murder, which by the way were found not guilty in Lethbridge court this last summer. But at the time, the RCMP handled it, and people were arrested, and CSIS's threat assessment after those arrests did not change.
Yeah.
There was not suddenly a threat to security of Canada. And when the Prime Minister first spoke to Parliament after the Emergencies Act was invoked in the days following, again, he didn't mention the CSIS threat assessment that there was no threat to security of Canada. We only learned about what the CSIS threat assessment was when we heard David Vigneault on the stand on the 14th of, I think the 14th of November, 2022. And this is really shocking, the purposeful concealing of that really important information.
Well, and he actually again went further at one point, or CSIS did, is they said, do not invoke the Emergencies Act because it will cause more extremist views against the government. And that is why people are here, because they feel there's a government overreach. Don't overreach more, or it will cause more problems. And then yet they went ahead with it. Some ladies in the PMO's office telling them, yay, do it. Just use this crazy sledgehammer on these people instead of let's have a conversation. Let's see what we could do here. Let's keep painting these people, our Canadians, our fellow Canadians, as racists and extremists. It's just nonsense.